a troublemaker. I've been a late-night player. I've been broke as a joke. I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker, taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make a shaky, shaky thing. Popping, lock, and stop and let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip-hop, it's like it stings. We make a whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school. We think we're so cool. We take it back to the past. We gonna act a fool. Up jumps the middle finger. Make my Jaeger just a little.
This is the Fanatical View. A new year and all new
studio and all.
You got all that right, Bob. Happy New Year to everybody. It's been quite a while since we were here. Major reconstruction of the studios. And we'll see how our director does in there.
Yes.
With all the new equipment, Mr. Mike Toohey running things, back in action. But we're happy to be back on this January 3rd. We are going to do our annual year in review show. Usually Mr. Bob Broad Jr. would be sitting next to me.
But unfortunately, we don't have a
we're
full
a little
crew.
light in the crew this, as we get back into action. And, you know, things are a little crazy down here with the whole new setup. So we're having Bob in his usual position behind the cameras and on the microphone. So that'll be fine for us to deal with. And we will still give you the year in review show. So yes, once again, Happy New Year,
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy Hanukkah, whatever else.
Happy Hanukkah, all those things, you know? But let's get right into it, Bob.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to get to.
Yes.
Of course, we'll start with the NFL in our year in review show. And as the year began,
Yes.
it was your New York Football Giants taking home the big trophy.
Yes.
Super Bowl champion Giants. And not surprisingly, it's
who
the
did
same.
they beat in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was the New England Patriots, right? Not surprisingly, it was the same old Giants doing the 9-7 thing. Tell them that's too loud. 9-7 Giants shocking the Patriots in that Super Bowl game, and this year it's basically the same old
It
Giants.
sounds like
Bob.
it's going up.
I know, Fatty Roots in the background, cranking out here, sounding good. Fatty Roots in the backdrop, but it's just the same old Giants, Bob. 9-7 a year ago, make the shocking run to the championship, win the Super Bowl. This year, 9-7 a game.
Yes.
Same old Giants.
Yes,
But it's a shocking non-playoff victory for those non-playoff appearance for the defending champs.
Right.
Which is not shocking because this is the Giants' MO basically.
Yeah, we win one, lose one,
Win one, lose for like 2-3 years in a row, without even making the playoffs or having disappointing playoff runs, and then they get back in the mix. So you know, it wasn't too shocking. Eli was very disappointing during the regular season this year. They had plenty of injuries that slowed them down as we went, and it was a tough year for them. They did win their final game, crushing the Eagles, those Philadelphia Eagles, who were just a horrible team in the NFL this year, and Andy Reid, the longest tenured coach in the NFL, no more, as his 17-year run is over. So he is out in Philadelphia, along with 7 other coaches got fired on Black Monday this week. Happy New Year's to all those coaches around the league and the 5 general managers as well who got bounced from the coaching ranks. So it was, you know, the Super Bowl, of course, was a thriller. It wasn't very well played last year. We'll see what happens in the Super Bowl this year. The Patriots, of course, right back where they always are, in the playoffs. Number 2 seed this year. They caught some breaks down the stretch from the Texans crumbling. And there, of course, we see the drop by Wes Welker, which clinched it for the Giants, really. If he catches that ball, it would have clinched it for the Patriots, but instead it was heartbreak once again for those Patriots last year in the Super Bowl. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs this year. Of course, one of the stories from the NFL this year, Peyton Manning's return, and lo and behold, he goes to Denver, and they're the number 1 seed in the AFC.
How do you figure that?
All roads lead through Mile High. And we couldn't forget about the Jets, of course, when we talked about the NFL season this year. The big moment of the year was the butt fumble.
Yeah.
Sanchez's signature moment of the year, Thanksgiving evening, after 2 good games during the day. Patriots went into New York and just crushed those Jets, highlighted by the infamous butt fumble. And, of course, another highlight of the season, as we see here, Fireman Ed retired, quit. He left his helm as the #1 cheerleader.
And the fire sale went straight through the...
Mr. T got fired. Tannenbaum, the general manager, he's gone. But Sexy Rexy, who's vacationing in, the Bahamas this week, did not face the media after the last game of the year. Decided to just go right on vacation as his general manager was getting fired. We'll see what happens with Sanchez because he's under contract and they owe him a ton of money. Huge cap hit if they cut him. So he may be back as well, even though he was a disaster. Oof. How many turnovers does he have in the last 2 years? 57?
7, yeah. That's a lot.
Unreal. So the Jets have been a fiasco.
And, of course, Mr. Tebow, we don't know what his fate is yet.
Tebow mania was Tebow non-mania, as there was basically a boycott to use him this year, as it was McElroy who got called in as the backup quarterback.
And then he gets hurt.
He got hurt, and they went back to Sanchez. So Tebow did not get it done. They didn't give him a chance to get it done. They stuck with Sanchez as long as they could. But he finally went to McElroy, but then he got hurt, and it was back to Sanchez. Tebow, and then quit, basically saying he didn't want to be part of the that package they used for him. So those were some big stories for the NFL. Also big stories for the NFL, year of the rookie.
Yes.
3 of them at the quarterback position are leading their teams into the playoffs this year. RG3, how about those Redskins?
I love that game.
Hail to the Redskins.
They beat them Cowboys.
And it was, of course, same old story for Tony Romo.
Wait a minute. I got it. Oh, interception.
It was all right there for Tony Romo. A winner-take-all NFC East into the playoffs game to finish the wild weekend that was this weekend. And Romo blew it. RG3 gets it done. The Redskins are back. Would they win 6 straight to finish the season? And, of course, the other rookie Andrew Luck and his Colts, they are in with 11 wins, Bob. Yes. And, of course, Chuck Pagano, the coach, dealing with leukemia. And, he was absent from the team, but they had their backup or their assistant coach take over, and they just had an incredible season. They knock off the Texans this weekend.
And the Texans had the best record in
from number
football.
1 to number 3. So they are playing this weekend against Cincinnati. And the other big story, Adrian Peterson coming back from a knee injury at the end of last year. Peterson goes for over 2,000 yards. He comes up 9 yards short of Eric Dickerson's all-time single-season record, but he did get those Vikings into the playoffs, knocking the Bears out, knocking your Giants out, knocking those Cowboys out. All were looking for the Vikings to lose, and that would have given them help and a chance to get in. But the Vikings get it done, and they get a rematch against the Packers this weekend. So the NFL has been interesting, and some other running backs. For the Redskins, Alfred Morris. You had the kid from the Browns playing well. You had the kid down in Tampa Bay. So great running backs coming into the league and great quarterbacks coming into the league. So the future is bright, but some of the old standbys still there. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers is in the playoffs again. Some of these guys will not go away, and we'll see what happens as the playoffs loom. I'm sure most people are looking forward to a possible New England at Denver AFC Championship game.
That would be a great game.
That would be a great game. Best game this weekend could be Seattle-Washington.
Yes.
That's going to be good, but don't discount that. Colts going to Baltimore. The Ravens have yet to get revenge against Baltimore or against the Colts for leaving town. Yes. We've seen them in the playoffs a couple times against the Peyton Manning-led Colts, and they were heartbroken then. Now he's gone. The rookie comes in. Will they be able to get it done in Ray Lewis's? Could be his last game. He has announced he will retire. He's been out for the season since early going, but he's coming back for this playoff game, and he will retire after the playoffs are over. So interesting. All right, let's move it along, Bob, because we got other stuff to get to. Let's jump to the MLB year in review.
Oh.
Hey.
This is gonna be a little dicey.
The Red Sox season could be summed up in 4 words. My bloody Boston Valentine. Not
and good. Where's he going?
He's gone back to Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
Come in, Tokyo. Or maybe he's hanging around his restaurant, Bobby V's.
Yeah.
Red Sox season, horrific. Yes, really. 69 and 86. The fans not pleased. Right there, we see it. And the trades, of course, took place in Boston. They got rid of a ton of contracts. Crawford, A. Gonzalez, and, of course, Beckett.
But they did get some people back. They got some new blood, right?
Yeah, right.
We got the new manager.
Yeah, I'm real thrilled about the new manager, Farrell. I'm feeling very Farrell about John Farrell coming in. Yeah, we'll get into all their new moves as we get into spring training talk, as we get into the year. But the year in review was horrible for the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park.
Yeah, that was...
They had all these special events take place, and in between all those events, it was just Bobby Valentine going to the mound, pulling his pitchers, getting ejected by the umps.
Yeah.
And the team getting booed.
Wanted almost all the players to get rid of him.
Traded away the whole roster. I mean, unbelievable. Not good. And yes, they have made some moves. We'll see what happens going forward. They got a lot to prove to get everybody back on board in Boston because it was ugly there up in Fenway this year.
Speaking about things and ugly, how about the men in the Bronx?
Those damn Yankees, Bob, the evil empire, started the season with the injury to the great legendary Mariano Rivera, and it ended with the El Capitan, Derek Jeter, going down to injury. It was the Yankee pain.
But
the pain.
But the Yankees had the best record. They had everything going, and
home field advantage. They ended up getting that top seed in the American
and everybody
League.
Couldn't hit.
And all of a sudden, the playoffs started. Even though they won that first round against Baltimore, the upstart O's, Bucks boys. You know, they didn't hit in that series, but neither team hit, and they just kind of outlasted them. Then they faced Detroit, and it was just an epic failure.
4 games.
Epic failure by those Yankees as they went down, swinging and missing.
Let's see. Cano went 0 for 30.
Worst streak ever in the history of the ALCS.
Yeah.
And, of course, Mr. A-Rod.
Who's now on the injured list.
On the injured list. We saw a lot of this, him flipping the bat after striking out time and time and time again, eventually getting pulled and benched in late inning situations, which provided the only thrilling moments for the Yankees in the postseason, as you know, that's when the dramatics came in. And still, it wasn't enough because they couldn't hit. Their pitching was spotty throughout the year. But, you know, the good news is the Yankees went ahead and brought back some of those old-timers. So they signed up for what? 81 old-timer games in the Bronx at the new Yankee Stadium this year, as their roster will be highlighting some of those great legendary old-timers coming back on a day-in, day-out basis.
Yeah, let's see. That includes one of the former Red Sox.
Oh, yeah. Uke. Are those Ukes going to turn into boos when he comes back to Boston in pinstripes? Will those Bronx bummers, those bums, those phony Yankee fans, are they going to come up with a nice chant for him like they did for Johnny Damon?
They need a new catcher.
Memo to Yankee fans. The biggest home run Johnny Damon ever hit was as a Red Sox in Yankee land. And he could never duplicate anything so big for you in New York. And Kevin Youkilis will be the same situation. His biggest moments will always be as a Red Sox. But you Yankee fans, I saw a bunch of you all excited. Kevin Youkilis, who will be the starting third baseman because A-Rod, how many years they got on the hook for him? How much money
they
they
got
owe that
5
guy?
more.
5 more years at $30 million per?
Yeah.
Yikes. Not so good.
Well, how about my team, my Mets?
And your Mets, it was moments and meltdowns for the New York Amazons.
R.A. Dickey got
the
20 games.
R.A. Dickey, Cy Young winner, 20-game winner.
And now he's gone.
Wave bye-bye, R.J. RA turns into Toronto Blue Jay.
I think all the ex-Mets are playing for the Blue Jays now.
Yeah, he joins old buddy Jose Reyes
and
JoJo.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you also had the big moment, the no-no by Johan.
Yes.
Johan Santana gets it done, the no-no, and that was basically the end of his season and the end of the Mets season. They were off to a pretty good start this year in the thick of the wild card race, even in the thick of the NL East race, even though the Nats were the team start to finish basically who did well there. But the Mets were right in the thick of things. And once again, All-Star break, they couldn't get to the All-Star break. They started to struggle right before then, and it was downhill from there.
Hey, I'm always
And how about
happy
your boy
about
David Wright? He gets the big contract.
Hey, I'm always hopeful about one thing. If we're in first place for the first week of the season, hey, that's it. We're great.
That's it. How about your boy David Wright? The right money?
Yes.
He gets the right money for leading his team to 3 straight seasons of collapse.
Yep.
He gets the epic, big, huge contract. So, you know, good for the Mets. Good for that. What are your thoughts, actually, on R.A. Dickey, Bob? We haven't been able to talk about it. Let's take a quick second.
Well,
we got plenty to get to still.
I think Dickey getting traded was a mistake.
So you're not going to do the company line. Everybody on the radio, New York sports radio, I've heard, says they had to do it. This was a great move by the Mets. You got to trade that guy. He's old. You can't count on him in the future.
And
I'm thinking he won the Cy Young.
Right.
Maybe you ought to keep him.
Yes.
Johan, another year removed from surgery. Maybe he's stronger again this year. You got a 1-2 punch, Cy Young winner, and Johan right there at the top of your rotation. Go sign some free agents.
No.
Get some players that way.
Well, the only thing
every year going to build off prospects?
The only thing they did good was they got rid of Jason Bay.
They did get rid of Jason Bay. That was a big move by the Mets.
And he goes to Seattle.
Seattle. He'll probably be great out there in the Pacific Northwest. He's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of right near the
that
border.
Far from the border.
So the Mets, moments and meltdowns. And then, of course, the World Series, which nobody watched.
No.
The playoffs leading to the World Series were pretty good, pretty dramatic. Actually, very dramatic. A lot of attention was paid to that. The World Series itself was a letdown, and it was those comeback kids. San Francisco treat the Giants once again, second World Series title in 3 years, and they staved off elimination in the first 2 rounds. Down 0-2 to Cincinnati, came storming back 3 straight in the Big Red Machine's house. Cincinnati, they went 3 on the road, and then they were down 3-1 to St. Louis, the defending champs, Redbirds. And the Giants came back in that series. Then they sweep the Tigers and get it done. And the Giants, World Series champs. So that's pretty much the story of MLB, what took place. Some surprises last year. The Nationals, of course. It was the D.C. Loop. The Orioles, Bucks boys did great. The Oakland A's were a shock to everybody. They did great. So there were some good stories throughout the year. The new 1-game playoff, that was interesting. I don't really like it myself, but it provided some extra drama. I think that the races still would have been dramatic anyways, because if you looked at the way they were all played out, they all would have had to keep playing down the stretch, so it created some false drama, if you ask me.
And of course, this year we have Houston goes to the American League.
Houston comes to the American League. There's realignment. Finally, 5 teams in all divisions, which I like. I do think they've chose the wrong team. I think they should have got more creative and moved the Colorado Rockies to the American League West and the Houston Astros to the National League West. And that would have created balance, and it would not have messed with some of the longer-standing traditions. And the Rockies, playing in Denver, an AFC conference football city, would have fit in very well, I think, in the American League, especially with their style of play and that course field that they play in. But baseball took the lazy route for that. All right, let's keep moving because we got a lot more to get to. Quick on the NHL. It was Connecticut native Jonathan Quick and those LA Kings hoisting the cup as they win the Stanley Cup. They thought, a lot of people around here, including my right-hand man, Mr. Bob Ross Jr., that it was the Rangers' year.
We thought,
but the old man of the sea, Marty, comes back and bedevils those Rangers in the Stanley Cup Eastern Conference Finals. Broke their hearts, the blue shirts, and they were all excited thinking that, maybe it was 1 year away, but lo and behold, lockout, and everybody's waiting for them to and the lockout.
So it might be February, it might be March.
Big talks this week, Bob. Big talks this week. Yeah. They say they're close now. So what are they going to do? Come back and play a 40-game season?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, they can't get 50 games in now, I don't think. The lockout's ugly.
And that'll be it.
But congratulations to the Kings and to the Connecticut native, Hamden's own Jonathan Quick, who hoisted that cup as they made quick work of the Devils, as a matter of fact. All right, let's move to the NBA. Last season, it was Linsanity in Brick City. And the Bricks, with all their drama, Melo hurt. The Knicks go on a run with Linsanity. Then Linsanity's hurt.
And then
the
he
Knicks
leaves.
Fire their coach. D'Antoni's shown the door. Woodson's in. And here they come with a run to the postseason, and they get knocked out by the Heat. They did break their long streak, however. They did win one game, correct? So their long drought of not winning a single playoff game is over. They still have not won a playoff series since, what, 99?
Yep.
Long time for those Brick City boys. And now this year, they start off as the hottest team in the NBA. Great start by the Bricks. They are, however, cooling off quickly, just in time for Amare to come back. And we'll see how that plays out. I sense more drama in Brick City.
How about in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, of course, New Jersey Nets jump over the river, come up the I-95 corridor, right into Brooklyn. And it's hello, Brooklyn, and goodbye, Avery.
Yeah, bye, what?
Bye-bye, Avery. 14 and 14 they were.
Yeah.
500 basketball team, not good enough. The injuries to Brook Lopez, they lost 6 in a row after they were, 14 and 7?
Yeah.
And management decided that they were not going to wait around for this team. They need results now. It's been mixed results for old friend PJ Carlissimo.
Yeah.
Back in action. Where's Latrell Sprewell when you need him? Watch out, PJ.
You never know.
I hope is Latrell on anybody's coaching staff?
He might.
You got to watch out for that. Could be an incident. Anyways, but he's back in his old haunts. Remember, PJ made his fame as a Seton Hall coach before his infamous run-in with Latrell Sprewell out in Golden State. But he's the interim manager.
Yes.
We'll see how long that lasts. And then my guys, the old Big Three, broken up in Boston.
Yeah,
the new Big Three, not looking so good. Wow. They pushed the Miami Heat to the brink last year, taking 3-game to 2 series lead. It looked like it was going to be the same old situation. Bron couldn't get it done. Celtics were going to be the wily veterans, get by them and head to the finals. But no, Bron and the Heat finally showed up in that Game 6. Big, huge game by him, 40-something points. And they win in Boston, come back down to Miami and finish it off. And then it was, of course, the matchup that everybody wanted, Bron versus Durantula in the NBA Finals. And it was Bron and the boys getting it done. Miami shocked everybody. Durant and the Thunder won that first game, and it looked like they were going to be the team to get it done. But no, the Heat rallied big time, and they finally get the hardware as they win it all, the NBA championship. This season, some interesting stuff going down. We'll get more into all that as the season goes on. But, as we mentioned, the Bricks off to the great start. The Celtics struggling mightily, not looking too good at all. Some interesting stuff going on around the league. The clip joint, Rob, watch out for the Clippers. They're playing very well. 17 straight wins they had. All right, let's stick with basketball. We don't got much more time as we do our year in review here. NCAA basketball, of course, last year was the end of an era. Coach Calhoun retires from the sidelines up there at UConn as he led those Huskies to 3 championships, numerous big wins, a bunch of Big East titles, and he was just unbelievable. His run that he had here put Connecticut on the map as far as college basketball goes, which really helped, I think, the women's program, which we know now is still a power. Unfortunately, his team last year, the defending champs, came up lame. They did not play well. They did make the NCAA tournament, surprisingly, with the season they had. They were on the bubble. They did get in, and then they lost in the first round. But the Husky faithful are very encouraged by what they see early this year, even though the team is banned from postseason play. So it's all hollow victories, basically. But it is a new helm there, new man at the helm, Kevin Ollie, and he looks good, and the team looks very good. They're really playing very well, so everybody's encouraged by what they see going forward. Unfortunately, they will not be able to play in the postseason Big East tournament and NCAA tournament, which is really unfortunate. But it's great going by them. And of course, it was Coach Cal and his Pro Kentucky team getting their first win for Coach Cal. We'll see if that eventually gets vacated by the NCAA, much like his Memphis Final Four and his UMass Final Four. Fool me once, shame on you. Yes. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, maybe he'll actually not get a job. We'll see. NCAA football, BCS championship last name was a bogus championship game. Yeah. Alabama somehow got a rematch with LSU, even though LSU beat them in Bama last year. And Bama, this time around in the BCS championship, got it done for another championship for the Crimson Tide and the SEC. Again, what's that, 6th straight they won? Yep. And they are back in it. But this time around, the Golden Dome has risen this year, Bob. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, what a season by them. Magical run. Monday night, we will find out if they can knock off Alabama in the championship game. So it was a great year by Notre Dame getting back in the mix. And, of course, also the Heisman, Texas A&M going from the Big 12 to the SEC, and they were the team that knocked off Bama this year. And it was Johnny Football striking the pose, winning that Heisman. We only got a couple minutes left. Let's talk about the Westerners real quick, Bob. Yeah, they had another successful season. They made it to the NECBL championship. They won the Western Division. They had a great second half. First half, they were a 500 team, struggled, didn't play very well, but they really got it going down in the second half and made a nice run to the championship. They came up short again, still looking for that elusive first ever NECBL championship. But, you know, they have a great program now, firmly established.
But, breaking news, I can tell you right now, who is
going to be the man, the speaker at this year's event? Bob, tell the fans what they want to hear.
Former New York Met, Ron Darling.
Ron Darling, get your tickets now. Yes. We'll be talking about that as it comes up. Also, let's talk about the Whalers. Another great season for them last year.
And we came up short, too.
FHL runner-up. They made it to the finals in their playoff series, and they couldn't get it done. But they're playing in action right now. They're in the mix for the playoffs. About midway through the season, how the crowd's been down there this year? Very good, as usual. So good to see the Danbury fans supporting both the Westerners and the Whalers. And it's good to be back here. You know, we had a long layoff, unfortunately, but it's all for good. A lot of new technology in the studio, so we're happy to have that, and we're happy to be back. Hopefully we'll start a new run in this new year and get a bunch of weeks in a row where we're here and we get to break down the NFL playoffs, start getting more into basketball, and see what else happens. Maybe hockey will be underway, college basketball, the BCS championship next week. So welcome back to the viewers. I hope you all enjoyed the music special, Fatty Roots, Dick Lexus, and Dave King special that we had over the holidays. And we will see you next week. Enjoy all the games.